Thank you for joining us. We begin our newscast with some breaking news.
That's right. Police are in a standoff at the La Quinta Inn and Suites off of 2nd and I-35. UCentral reporter Jocelyn Schifferdecker joins us live with the latest. Jocelyn, what's going on?
I'm at the La Quinta Hotel here in Edmond near 2nd and I-35, where the Edmond police are trying to make contact with a murder suspect. The Edmond police have confirmation that the suspect is in the hotel and they will be sending in the SWAT team. We actually think we saw a couple of the SWAT team members earlier. The suspect is actually a Tulsa Police Department suspect. There are multiple police cars driving by. I've counted at least 5, but there are more coming. Police officers walking around. People have driven by asking what's going on, saying they're worried about their family members in there. That's all we have now. Reporting from I-32nd and I-35, Jocelyn Schifferdecker, UCentral News.
Thanks, Jocelyn, and we will keep you updated on that if anything changes. As the war rages on in Ukraine, millions of Ukrainian civilians are fleeing for their lives as their communities come under siege.
And Ukrainian authorities say at least 21 civilians were killed in a Russian airstrike overnight. Several attempts to evacuate civilians failed earlier this week. Western leaders accusing Russian forces of targeting pre-approved safe routes.
Targeting civilians is a war crime, and it's totally unacceptable.
In Europe, a crisis escalating so fast since the Second World War.
And more than 2 million refugees have already fled the country.
The U.S. and its allies continue to draw lines on how far they're willing to go when staring down Russia. Today, President Biden put on further economic pressure by banning Russian energy imports. The president acknowledged the step was likely to lead to higher costs for Americans.
And the rising price of gas is already impacting us here in Oklahoma. Nationally, the average gallon of gas is over $4. We're not quite there yet, but our prices are nearing it. UCentral's Amber Poston has more.
Having to do daily life things can be hard at times, especially when going to places when gas prices have rose just from $1.12 last year to nearly 3 times what the price is per gallon is now. The state average of Oklahoma per gallon of gas currently is $3.65 to $4.12. Nationally, it currently averages around $4.17 per gallon. I spoke to UCO Professor John Wood about this.
People start having to think about what they drive on a daily basis. Should they keep with that SUV, the gas guzzling SUV they've had for, whatever time? And, if you're getting 18 miles per gallon, you're probably going to be upset with this.
The Biden administration announces on Tuesday morning that sanctions against Russia have been put into place, which would cause gas prices to rise once again.
Russian oil is about 700,000 barrels a day, which is kind of incomprehensible if you think about that number. But at the same time, that's only 10% of what we consume in a day.
There are other ways to get transportation, such as bus stops, trains, and walking to places that are not that far. Reporting from Oklahoma, Amber Poston, UCentral News.
Thanks, Amber. Getting treated for COVID-19 is going to get even easier, thanks to the nationwide Test to Treat initiative that kicks off today. There will be multiple places where people can go get checked for COVID and get antiviral pills if they need. It's part of the president's national COVID-19 preparedness plan, which will also include efforts to ensure people now new treatments are available.
And as COVID-19 cases continue to decline, we are seeing 11 active cases on campus. UCO has seen over 2,100 cases since August of 2020. Meanwhile, the state health department says that it's transitioning towards the endemic phase of the pandemic. The OSDH will no longer provide daily situation updates and instead give weekly COVID-19 updates. The agency says this will help them more accurately focus on how the disease impacts our community.
Oklahoma County commissioners extend the burn ban for another 2 weeks. The ban prohibits all outdoor burning, including fire pits and campfires. Currently, 24 counties across the state have burn bans in place. And I know we're supposed to be seeing some precipitation coming up this weekend, so hopefully that will take care of that burn ban. But MC, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, MC, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Jessica and Patrick. Now, I know they talked about a burn ban, but we're going to see a little bit of snow, but it might not help us at all. Let's go ahead and talk about your current conditions here on campus. Right now, 43 degrees, very, very cool outside with that north wind coming in from the north. It's going to be 6 miles per hour. It feels like 38 degrees outside. Now, we do have some humidity sitting at 43%, but that's really not doing a lot for us because it is pretty cool outside. I would say if you need to step out, make sure you wear a coat or a jacket. I get cold easily, so a coat is my best friend. Now, let's talk about the temperatures across the state. We're seeing mostly 40s everywhere across Oklahoma right now. Right now, 43, like I said, here in the metro, 40 in McAllister and up in Tulsa. 43 is going to be in Idabel, Woodward, and Clinton. Same thing up in Guyman. 48 is going to be the warmest in the state, sitting at Altus. Now let's talk about the weather headlines right now for today. Cool temperatures throughout the week. We're going to see 50s continue up until Thursday night. Thursday night, we're going to see a possible chance of snow. Now, by that, I mean like a 30% chance. We could see that get higher as the week progresses, but we're going to see possible chances of freezing rain, sleet, snow from 12 a.m. up until 3 a.m. going into Friday morning. But after that, 4 a.m., we're going to see mostly snow after that going into Friday a day until about 1 p.m. and then sunny for the rest of the weekend. So meaning Saturday throughout the rest of next week. And then I have your women's history fact of the day right down there. That's all I have for you guys. Make sure you come back for your 7-day forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, MC, and happy International Women's Day to you. The funeral of a UCO business professor who died last week will be this Friday. John Meisch was an associate professor of business law. The funeral will be at St. Luke's Methodist Church in Oklahoma City at 3 p.m.
And due to limited staff availability, UCO Center for Counseling and Wellbeing will now schedule new clients for first-time appointments between 1 to 3 p.m. daily. Current clients are not affected by this change. The center says it's committed to providing access to resources for students to succeed on and off campus. Self-help options are available 24/7 through the Therapy Assistance online program found on UConnect. And UCO receives national recognition for its commitment to military-connected students. UCO was named a gold-level military-friendly school in the category of public universities with more than 10,000 students. UCO offers several resources for military-connected students through the Veterans Higher Education Resources Office.
UCO's Melton Gallery is showcasing its second exhibition as part of its Student Spotlight series. Thursday night, the gallery will hold its opening reception. The work on view is by UCO students commemorating Women's History Month. March is National Women's History Month, and nominations are now open for UCO's Exceptional Women's Awards. The awards recognize the efforts of UCO faculty and staff who go beyond job duties and responsibilities toward the advancement of women at UCO. Both women and men can receive the award. Nominations are due by next Friday.
And Oklahoma City Animal Welfare needs volunteers. You can take a dog for a walk, play fetch, or give them love and pets. If you're feeling extra charitable, you can foster a dog or be an animal advocate and help dogs struggling to find homes get adopted. And still ahead, the forecast is looking completely different from last week, with temperatures dropping and there's even a chance of snow. MC will have your full weather update after this. But first, how can you take part in a central tradition after this?
No.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
UCO's big event will be closing its application portal this Friday.
The team hopes to see more applicants before the deadline. UCentral's Cameron Forrell has more.
Big event at UCO is a tradition every spring to gather different members of the UCO family to clean up trash, mow lawns, and much more for the local community. T. Vong, the site's communications chair for Big Event, described what makes it so important.
Big Event is a day of service on April 2nd. We volunteer from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Basically, we help our community with organizations on campus. So if you're in Greek life or if you're in any cultural organization.
Though many students have already applied, the Big Event team hopes to see more apply before the deadline on Friday.
We have right at 408. We're needing about 500 volunteers because we have 50 locations across Edmond and OKC.
This year marks the 20th anniversary of Big Event on campus. With this milestone, students should expect some festivities for the occasion.
We have a performance from pom, cheer. We have President Patty come out and speak. We usually provide breakfast for everyone, not a huge breakfast, but just kind of a snacks and donuts, coffee, and the team leaders of the organization that's volunteering.
To apply, visit the Big Event page on UCOR. The application portal will be closing on Friday this week, while the event takes place on April 2nd later this spring. From Edmond, Oklahoma, I'm Cameron Forrell, UCentral News.
Certainly gotten colder than what we were used to last week.
I know, MC. I thought spring was coming, but I guess I was wrong.
Well, you guys, Jessica and Patrick, we did see a little bit of spring temperatures last week, but going into this week and next week, we might see some more spring temperatures, but it's going to be mostly cold. Let's go ahead and talk about your weather headlines. Right now here not on campus, cool temperatures throughout the week. It's going to be on campus throughout the metro. So we're looking at mid-50s mostly for the rest of the week come Thursday night. And then Friday, we're going to see possible chances of snow. Now, we're not going to see snow until Friday morning after 4 a.m., but Thursday night, we'll see freezing rain, sleet, a little bit of snow, but after 3 a.m. going into 4 a.m., we're going to, for Friday, we're going to see mostly slow until about 1 p.m. And then we're going to see sunny for the rest of the weekend, meeting into next week. So sunny for Saturday going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then I have our Women's History Fact of the Day down there. Wyoming Territory was the first place to grant women the right to vote back in 1869. So make sure you are keeping up to date with your women's history. If I can get that to change. Current conditions here on campus right now, 43 degrees, very cloudy out there. I have a big overcast going on. I know I saw a little bit of sun earlier and a little bit of flurries, honestly, snow flurries while I was getting my haircut earlier, but mostly cloudy for right now. Winds are coming in from the north 6 miles per hour. With that, we have it feeling like 38 degrees with a little bit of humidity, 43%. Now the temperatures across the state, we're seeing very mid 40s across the state, high 40s down here in southern Oklahoma, 48 in Altus, 47 in Lawton, but mostly 43s and 45s for everywhere else. Now for tonight, temperature is going to get down to 29 degrees, going to be having clear skies, so those clouds are going to move out. We're going to have a north wind, same thing as right now, 6 miles per hour. Humidity is going to be sitting at 48%, no chance of rain out there. Now for tonight, we're going to see teens and 20s across the state, so 29 here in the metro, same thing up in, down in Guyman, 27 up in Miami, 23 Enid, Ponca City, and Woodward, and then 18 up in Guyman. Now for tomorrow, we're going to see 50s across the state, a few 60s, Altus and Idabel, but mostly 50s everywhere else. 60 up in Guyman, I didn't see that one. Then 50s, high 50s everywhere else. Now the daily forecast for tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m. is going to be pretty chilly. We'll have the clouds come out. The sun will come out a little bit with the clouds, 29 degrees. Going into lunchtime, it's going to be mostly sunny. Then going into 7 p.m. nighttime, we're going to see the temperature drop down to 51. Now this is your 7-day forecast. As you can see, Thursday, that's when we're going to see that temperature drop down Thursday night to 25 degrees. With that, that's going to be 30% chance of that mix, like wintry mix, so freezing rain again, sleet, snow. Friday, we're going to see mostly snow, and that's going to be the same percentage of chance, 30%. Now, that's all I have for you guys. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, MC. And coming up, a bill causes outcry across social media, plus some new devices for you to check out after this.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to UCentral News. I'm Tyler Whitehead, and a Florida bill has caused a lot of outcry and concern across social media. The Florida legislature passed what people are calling the Don't Say Gay bill, which forbids instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through 3rd grade. The bill has garnered a lot of outcry from advocates saying that it is harmful to LGBTQ+ youth. It now moves to the desk of Governor Ron DeSantis, who is expected to sign it into law. And if you are a fan of Apple, listen up. Today, Apple has unveiled new products for their lineup. Apple CEO Tim Cook announced that a new right agreement would allow Apple TV Plus subscribers to stream MLB games live. Other products announced include a 5G iPhone SE, a supercharged iPad Air, new colors for the iPhone 13, and much more. You can stream the event on Apple's website. And some platforms were reportedly down this afternoon. Many people took to Twitter to share their concerns when trying to use Spotify and Discord. They mentioned how people were logged out of their accounts on Spotify while Discord users faced messaging failures. Tweets joked about the issues, with a lot of people suggesting they are going to stream their music on Apple Music instead. Discord and Spotify have responded, and as of right now, both our platforms are back online. Did you experience any of these outages? And a familiar platform wakes up the members of our childhood. Paramount Plus has released a trailer for the upcoming 2nd season of the iCarly revival. The series sees the return of Carly as she brings back her web show with the help of her brother Spencer and best friend Freddie. The season is set to feature more characters and settings returning from the original series. Josh Peck, known from Drake and Josh, is also set to guest star. You can stream the first 2 episodes of the season exclusively on Paramount Plus on April 8th. And Jessica and Patrick, I know before the show we were talking about Drake and Josh. I'm excited to see Josh kind of join in the world of iCarly.
I know. I'm excited to see them on TV together for the first time since Drake and Josh.
For sure, for sure. It'll definitely be something we keep our eye on.
For sure. And Aaron has all you need to know about a busy day in the NFL coming up. Stay tuned.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look! Welcome back, Bronco fans. I'm Aaron Galvin, and this is your Tuesday Sports Update. The UCO baseball team is in action this afternoon as they are taking on Oklahoma Baptist University on the road in Shawnee. They are currently 9-6 through their first 15 games of the season and are looking for more consistency moving forward.
It's been an up and down season for the UCO baseball team in 2022. The team has settled in over their first few series and has had its share of peaks and valleys. For instance, there was a tough road trip to Colorado and a series with MSU Denver in early February where the Broncos won only one game and gave up 24 runs in total. How did they respond to that? By outscoring their next two opponents, UCentral and Southern Nazarene, by a combined score of 28-9, leading into another three-game series with Missouri Western that they won 2-1. Here's UCO's Kobe Grimsley on the team's attitude when adversity strikes.
Last night we got beat, and we're expected to come out this game and, just overcome adversity from last night and show them what we got.
UCO had another important series with MIAA foe Rogers State that they also won 2-1 over the weekend. Their next conference opponent is Missouri Southern, who will visit the Broncos Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. From Edmond, I'm Aaron Galvin, UCentral News Sports.
Central's offense really took off in those three games against Rogers State as the Broncos scored 19 and 17 runs in their two wins. And at last check, the last update that we had from their game against OBU today, they were leading 7-0 going into the bottom of the fifth. So a really good stretch for UCO Broncos baseball team. And the University of Oklahoma announced the date for their spring football game yesterday, as it will be played on April 23rd. The school also announced that a statue will be unveiled for Heisman Trophy winner and former superstar quarterback Baker Mayfield. Mayfield won the award in 2017 and became a folk hero in the sport of college football while leading the Sooners to a Big 12 championship and a trip to the college football playoff. Mayfield followed that up by becoming the #1 overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft to the Cleveland Browns, and his statue will be in Heisman Park with OU's other winners of this prestigious award. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are back in action tonight as they will host the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks in the final game of a three-game homestand. The Bucks are currently 25 on the season and sitting at third in the Eastern Conference right now. OKC is 20-44 on the year and currently ranked 14th in the Western Conference. That game is scheduled for a 7 o'clock tip tonight in the Paycom Center. And it's been a huge day of news in the National Football League with moves that could have for years to come. First, Aaron Rodgers, the two-time reigning league MVP, will stay put with the Green Bay Packers. The terms of his expected new contract are still not yet exactly, but some have speculated that the deal could make Rodgers the highest-paid QB in the league. Rodgers himself tweeted that he was remaining with the Packers, but that a new contract hadn't been agreed upon yet. This keeps Rodgers in Green Bay, the only franchise he's ever known, and potentially ends a saga that has stretched back to April of 2020. And finally, the Seattle Seahawks have agreed in principle to trade star quarterback Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos. Wilson must waive his no-trade clause for the deal to go through, but the proposed trade involves Denver QB Drew Lock and other players on the Broncos, as well as a haul of draft picks going to Seattle in exchange for Wilson. Any and all moves made in the NFL at this time cannot become official until the new league year begins on March 16th, but by all accounts, this deal will be completed at that time, as one of the biggest names in the NFL is on the move. And that's everything I have for sports today. Have a great evening, Edmond. We'll take it back to Jessica and Patrick at the desk. Guys, huge moves in the NFL today. Crazy. Couple Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
I think it'll be kind of crazy not to see Russell Wilson in a Seattle jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. Just speechless. I think I'm excited to see Aaron Rodgers remain in Green Bay, but we'll see what we got going on there.
Right. And we'll have more news, and we'll check back in with Jocelyn when we come back.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends. Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back, and we do have more updates from Jocelyn. What's going on out there, Jocelyn?
I'm still at the La Quinta Hotel here in Edmond near 2nd and I-35, where the Edmond police are continuing to create contact with Ollie Harris, a murder suspect. Harris is suspected of shooting and killing a man in Tulsa in early March. As of updates, the bomb squad did just show up, and they are beginning to tape off the entrance. The SWAT truck is here still. Police and SWAT members are still walking around. And we did see some civilians escorted out by police and SWAT. Reporting from 2nd and I-35, Jocelyn Surferdecker, UCentral News. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Jocelyn. And let's go ahead and check in with MC one last time to see what we got coming up for the weather.
MC, what's up?
Now, the daily forecast for tomorrow, starting off at 7 a.m., going to be pretty chilly outside. Sun's going to be out a little bit, but the clouds are going to be out as well. Starting at 29 degrees. Now, going into lunchtime, noontime is when we're going to have that happiness come back for us. It's going to be 53 degrees, sunny outside, perfect outside, maybe a little breezy. You might need a light jacket, if anything. And then going into 7 p.m., clear skies, 51. Now, the temperature across the state, we're going to see high 50s and 60s everywhere across the state of Oklahoma. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at your 7-day forecast. Now, reminder, again, Thursday night, Thursday when we come back, for UCentral News, I'll tell you about what's going to be, we're going to be seeing Thursday night going into Friday with that snow. Now, that's all I have for you guys. Again, I'm MC. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, MC. And today is the day to celebrate. As I mentioned earlier, it's International Women's Day. It's a call to action to continue fighting for women's equality, to take a close look at what still has to be done to create a world that's diverse, equitable, and inclusive. But it's also a chance to recognize how far women have come, socially, economically, culturally, and politically. It's been marked for more than 100 years, starting in 1911, and now it's celebrated around the world. So tell every woman that you love today and everyone that identifies as women, happy International Women's Day.
Yep. Happy International Women's Day from us here at UCentral News. We certainly enjoy celebrating it with you guys. But that's going to do it for this edition of UCentral News. I'm Patrick Talbot.
And I'm Jessica Morales. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, Broncos.
Stay safe.